Welcome to OB's Math E-Pathshala. Today's topic is Introduction to Vector Space.
Let me start saying that as of now we have encountered two important algebraic systems, one of which is group. As of now, we have encountered important algebraic structures which are one algebraic structure is group, which are groups, and another one is rings. And as a model of these, we have investigated two basic structure of groups. That is, one is permutation group, two models, which one is permutation group, which is the group of all bijections defined on a set onto itself. And we have proved that in Kelly's theorem that any group is isomorphic to a subgroup of some permutation group where the permutation has been defined on a suitable set. And for this theorem, this is the basic model of group. And another one is for rings, we are keep in mind the ring of integers. And another one is the ring of integers. That is z plus dot. In this discussion, we shall be occupied with another algebraic structure which has far-reaching applications in different branches of mathematics. So this is very important structure, and you will find many examples of this structure across your surroundings. And we face with the problems that deal with a set which in which it is very much interesting to study linear combinations of objects. Linear combinations, that is just having a point and its multiple and then add it to another point in our space. So this is very basic. So this kind of constructions can be achieved in this algebraic structure. And we have already considered linear combinations of the rows of a matrix that we have already investigated and discussed extensively. That linear combinations of rows of a matrix, linear combinations of columns of a matrix linear combinations of functions in calculus, linear combinations of solutions in differential equations. So we have already encountered this type of linear combinations in several discussions in mathematics. So roughly speaking, we are going to investigate the common properties of the algebraic systems that we are going to call them vector spaces or linear spaces, in which one can talk about the notion of a linear combination of elements taken from that set, underlying set. So let us define the most useful and interesting abstraction of this type of algebraic system in the following. So first, now I have already told you that in our space we are doing just taking any point and then we can multiply with some scalar. That is, suppose you have a point 1, 2, 3 in the space in R3, or you have in plane 1, 2, then you can multiply any real number to this point. That is, if we multiply, that is, if we just take 2 of 1, 2 point, that's going to be 2, 4. That is this type of things, 2, 4. Yeah. So this multiplication with this point, so this has a special feature in this algebraic system, and you need to consider such systems along with this set of points. So these are real numbers, that is, it is a field of reals. So in general setting, we need to consider a general field first. So just I would like to introduce the definition. That is, let us suppose that F be a field. First we are considering a field. Then a set V is said to be a vector space or a linear space over the field F with respect to two binary operations. One, we define it as, we denote it by plus. Another one has been denoted by dot. Respectively called, the plus is called the vector addition. This operation is called vector addition, and dot is called scalar multiplication. Scalar multiplication. So first, let us consider a field F, and then we consider a set V, which we would like to make it a vector space over this field. with respect to two binary operations. One is plus, another is dot. Plus is called vector addition and dot is called scalar multiplication. And they will satisfy if number one. So with respect to this plus addition, vector addition, so this set V plus, it forms an abelian group. Yeah. So V plus forms an abelian group. Number two, for all alpha belongs to F, for all elements V, W belongs to V, we have alpha V plus W, alpha dot V, alpha dot W. Then the third one is for all alpha beta belongs to F, for all elements belongs to V. Now alpha plus beta. Now this plus is for the field F. That is this plus, this addition is the operation defined on the field F. Although they are symbolically same, but this plus has been defined on V and this is the addition on the field F. So you need to understand both these operations. So alpha plus beta V is going to be alpha V, alpha dot V, alpha dot W. And alpha beta V is alpha dot beta dot V. Number 4 is, so what will happen if we take any point from V, and since the field F has unity 1, so when we multiply 1 with that element V, then what's going to be happen? So for all V belongs to V, 1V equals to V, where 1 is the unity in the field F. In the field F, yeah. So thus we see that V is said to be a vector space or a linear space over the field F with respect to two binary operations. One is called vector addition, denoted by plus. Another one is called scalar multiplication, which is denoted by dot. And they will satisfy these four axioms. That is, first one is V plus must be an abelian group. So this is an important structure, that it is an abelian group with respect to plus. Then the number 2 is, that is, scalar distributes over vector addition. Scalar multiplication distributes over vector addition. And number 3 is the field operations are compatible with the vector addition and scalar multiplication. And number 4 is 1V is V, that is, if we multiply the unity of the field F with any element of V, then it will go to V. So we denote we denote the vector space V over the field F as V suffix F, or simply, if there is no confusion about the field F, so you can write it down as V simply. We call the members of a vector space V as vectors. So we call the members of a vector space V as vectors. So in our case, in this general setting, vectors are actually members of some vector space. If one asks you that what do you mean by vectors, so vectors is, it must be in some vector space. So it is a member of a vector space. So this is vectors. And the members of a field of F are called. So now we call these members of the field as scalars, as long as the vector space is concerned. That is when we are discussing about some vector space over the field F. So then we call those elements, the members of the field, as scalars. The additive identity, since from the first condition V plus forms an abelian group, so V has an additive identity. So this additive identity is called zero vector or the null vector, and it is denoted by theta. So it is denoted by theta. So it denoted by theta, because one can denote it by 0, but you must have some confusion with the additive identity of this field also, because you need to denote the additive identity of the field as 0. So then you need to distinguish that 0 from the additive identity of V plus. So that is why we are considering to denote it by theta. And it should be mentioned that the name vector is largely used as a matter of convenience. So it should be mentioned that the name vector is largely used as a matter of convenience. And one should not put too much importance to the name, as the variety of objects occurring as vectors in V may not bear much resemblance to any previous notion of vectors. That is, one may assume that vectors means it has some magnitude, it has some directions. So as of now, we do not need to put more importance on the name vector, because we have used this term in more large section of spaces. So we must note it down that so one should not put too much importance to the name vector, as there are variety of objects occurring as the vectors in V, and they may not bear much resemblance to any previous notion of vector, which one have an idea in. So some students from physics, they may say that vectors mean it has magnitude and directions. But we are talking in more general setting, so we do not need to put any much importance to this name. Okay. Now let us explore some examples.
স্যার
বলো
স্যার বলছি যে ওই ভ্যারাইটি অফ অবজেক্টস যে লাইনটা লিখেছেন না, হ্যাঁ ভ্যারাইটি অফ অবজেক্টস হ্যাঁ ভেক্টরস ইন ভি মে, তারপর কি লিখেছেন ওটা?
দাঁড়াও, এটা হচ্ছে মে নট দাঁড়াও,
ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা,
ঠিক করে may not. So let us explore some examples. So the first one, so examples. So first we consider any field, because we have already discussed many examples of fields. So let us consider a field F, and suppose K be a subfield. K be a subfield of F. Then obviously K plus this subfield with respect to that addition induced on K from that of the field. So this K plus is an abelian group. So you do not need to check because it is a subfield. So it is itself an abelian group. And now considering the multiplication induced in K as the scalar multiplication, that is the multiplication induced in K, we are considering this multiplication as the scalar multiplication. Then one can show that this K forms a vector space over F. That is considering the multiplication which it has already induced from the field F. So induced in K viewed as the scalar multiplication. Scalar multiplication. One can easily show that. K forms a vector space over F. So any subfield of a field is a vector space over the field F. So you are getting many examples of vector spaces. And in particular, so every field, F is itself a vector space over F itself. Over F itself. Okay. So this is the basic example of vector spaces. And the second one, it is related to our living world, that is R3, R2. So in general, actually you can define in general Fn for any field F. So let again F be a field, and you consider the Cartesian product of F up to n times, which one can denote it by Fn. So since it is a Cartesian product, so it consists of all n tuples. That is, it is the set of all n tuples, which can be written as alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n, where each alpha are in F for all k, for all I equal to 1 to n. So this is the set of all n tuples of elements taken from the field F. Okay. So and n is a natural number. Now we can define vector addition and scalar multiplication. So you can define the addition component wise and scalar multiplication as follows. So let us have two elements, let alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n, and another one can be written as beta 1, beta 2, beta n are in Fn. Then you can have the addition as, so this is component wise, that is alpha 1, beta 1, alpha 2, beta 2, alpha n, beta n. And for any scalar, C belongs to F. So C alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n. What is the definition? So you multiply C with each components, that is C alpha 1, C alpha 2, C alpha n. And with respect to these two operations defined in this way, one can check that easily, that Fn forms a vector space with vector space over the field F. So check, so this is your task to check that this Fn forms a vector space over A. So this is an exercise. This is an exercise. So these examples are basic. Now number 3. The number 3 is, let fx. What is fx? It is the set of all polynomials in X with coefficients from the field F. From the field F. So this fx is actually an integral domain, right? But in addition to this, actually it forms a vector space. So it forms a vector space with respect to usual polynomial addition, and scalar multiplication. That is, if you consider two polynomials, suppose one is fx, that is a0, a1x, anx to the power n, and gx is b0, b1x, bmx to the power n, then one can define addition as just adding the coefficients component wise. That is a0 plus b0, a1 plus b1x, a plus x to the power n plus 1 x to the power n plus 1, bm x to the power n, by assuming that m is greater than n. Okay. So this is a usual polynomial addition, and if you consider any scalar c and multiply it with fx, just multiply each coefficients with c. This. Yeah. So with respect to this addition and scalar multiplication, fx forms a vector space with respect to the field over the field F. Another one is, so let V is it is denoted by, say, if m cross n over F, that is the set of all m cross n matrices. Over the matrices with entries from the field F. Then this also forms a vector space with respect to usual matrix addition and scalar multiplication. So this also forms a vector space with respect to usual matrix addition and scalar multiplication. Yes. So this is another example. Number 5 is, let V denote the set of all sequences of elements of the field F. That means V is the set of all xn, where xn's are in F for all n. This. Now we define addition and scalar multiplication as follows. So vector addition. So what is vector addition for this set? Now given two sequences xn, yn in V, then xn plus yn. So sum of these defined as xn plus yn. Now this plus is from the field F. Every time you need to remember all these things. That is, this plus is from the field F. Although these two notations are same, but you need to remember all these things separately. And for scalar multiplication, for all scalars, alpha belongs to F. So alpha xn equals to the sequence alpha xn. Now this dot is from the field F. And with respect to this addition and multiplication, V forms a. So this is an exercise to you. Check that V forms a vector space over F. Actually, you need to know many more examples to view vector spaces in general. Now, the next one is very crucial because this example will tell you that now given any vector space, how to construct a new vector space from a old vector space. So this example will give you this way of construction to have more new vector spaces with the help of the previous ones. So let us consider first. Now, up to now, we have already many vector spaces at our hand. That is, this one, that is any field is a vector space over itself. This one, Fn. So we have already many vector spaces at our hand. So let us consider one of them. Let us consider a vector space. V over a field F. Over a field F. And also let X be any arbitrary set. Now we consider the set which is denoted by v to the power x, which is the set of all maps, the set of all functions maps from the set X into the vector space V. So we are considering all possible maps that can be defined from the set X into the vector space V. Into the vector space V. So we define vector addition. What is vector addition? That is for two maps f, z belongs to v power x. So we can define the vector addition f plus g. So that is, this will again a function from x to v. So we need to have the images of this function at each point of x. That is f plus gx is defined to be fx plus gx. Now this plus, it has been taken from the vector space V. So again you need to distinguish this plus and this one. So this is, you are defining, and this has been defined already in the vector space V. So f plus gx is fx plus gx for all x belongs to capital X. And for scalar multiplication, for any scalar alpha belongs to f. Now alpha f, so you need to define this function at each point of x, that is alpha f x. So it must be, so we need to define it as alpha fx for all x belongs to capital X. And again, this is a routine checkup that this vector addition and scalar multiplication defined on v power x will satisfy all the four axioms to make it a vector space. So this is your exercise. These are very simple and easy. V power x forms a vector space over F. So this example provides you a plenty of vector spaces by choosing different sets and also different vector spaces. And this example gives you a fruitful source of constructing new vector spaces from the previous known examples of vector spaces. So these examples, so we must note it down. So this example provides you a plenty of vector spaces. by choosing different sets X and also by choosing different known vector spaces. So this is a fruitful source for constructing new vector spaces. So this is very important. Yeah. Now let us give you another one, that is, let CAB. So it is the set of all real valued continuous functions F defined on the closed bounded interval AB. So you are considering the set of all real valued continuous functions defined on the closed interval AB. And then, so we must attempt to define addition and scalar multiplication. So what is vector addition? So what is vector addition? That is, consider any two functions f and g from CAB and then define it as f plus gx must be equal to fx plus gx. So this is a similar one which we have already discussed, the way of construction of defining this addition. And another one is also similar, scalar multiplication. That is, given any scalar alpha and given any f from CAB, you can define this function as alpha fx. Now we have already proved in real analysis that any two functions which are continuous, then their sum is also continuous. If f is continuous and alpha be any real number, then
continuous.
alpha f is also continuous. So this is true for all real number alpha. And also you can, this is an exercise also again, that is CAB also forms a vector space over the field of X. So CAB forms a vector space over the field of reals R. Okay. So today I shall end here. So these are your exercises. So you need to check all these 7 examples that they will form a vector space over their respective fields. Okay.
Go to the next video. Press the bell icon and subscribe this channel. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like,